Live from the soccer complex on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're watching exclusive men's soccer coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. This afternoon in the 2017 home opener, the College of Staten Island will face Wisconsin-Platteville as they get ready to begin this 2017 season. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Babuski. Tom Kritzkowski will be joining me shortly as the College of Staten Island getting ready to open their regular 2017 season here today against a Wisconsin-Platteville team that lost their opener yesterday against New Jersey City University. So they're looking to come in and even their record at 1-1 here this afternoon. And College of Staten Island getting back after finishing the 2017 season in a little bit of a mixed fashion. First, they were defeated in the CUNYAC championships and unable to win that elusive CUNYAC championship. But they were able to come back and get a big win in their postseason tournament before dropping the second game of that tournament. So a new season for this 2017 Dolphins. A lot of new faces on the team, a lot of returning players as well, a lot of optimism surrounding this team as well. So a lot of excitement around the CSI soccer complex. This is going to be the second soccer team to play here this year. The women's team opened up yesterday and came away with a big win on the road as they were able to go to La Plume, Pennsylvania, and were able to come away with a big 3-1 victory against Keystone College, a game that we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, looking here at this men's team in 2017, like we mentioned, a lot of new faces, and Jake Folds, who was returning, coming off of a huge freshman campaign for the Dolphins, now out for the year. So it's going to be an opportunity for a couple of freshman goalkeepers to step up and see who's going to come in and become the #1 goaltender here for head coach John Tardy's here in this 2017 season. So, as we mentioned, a lot of optimism surrounding this Dolphin team, a lot of new players. Let's first take a look at some of the returning players. Adrian Kosovic, back in his senior year. He's the leading returning goal scorer from last year. Marcin Klim, who led the team in scoring, no longer with the team as he completed his 4-year program here at the Dolphins, and he's moved on. So an opportunity for Kosovic to step forward, and a lot of optimism surrounding a lot of these freshman players, and the Dolphins have a lot of them, up to 15 new players on the roster for the CSI Dolphin team here in this 2017 season. And they're going to get underway here with back-to-back games within a period of 24 hours, first facing Wisconsin here this afternoon in a game that will begin in about 10 minutes or so, and then a early matinee game tomorrow, 11 a.m. against St. Joseph Brooklyn. We just saw St. Joseph Brooklyn drop a tough 1-0 game against New Jersey City University here right prior to the start of this game, and it was a good game, a very physical game for both teams, a very tough game, and St. Joe Brooklyn coming up short by a final score of 1-0. So, you know, they're going to come in tomorrow looking to even up their record and looking to play a very strong game and try to not start their season off at 0-2. And a similar situation here for Wisconsin-Platteville here this afternoon. Wisconsin-Platteville coming off of that 1-0 loss against New Jersey City University here this afternoon, and you know, for Wisconsin-Platteville, also a big game early in the season, and it is a non-conference game, but you don't want to start off this soccer season with an 0-2 record, and so we certainly expect Wisconsin-Platteville to come out here strong today and try to get themselves even with a record of 1-1. For the College of Staten Island, we mentioned that the 2016 season ending a little bit short of the goals that the team has. The Dolphins not winning the CUNYAC championship. I think you have to go back to 1998 before the last time they were able to win that CUNYAC championship. And, you know, a lot of high hopes for this Dolphin team, and they played very strong and, you know, were able to once again picked themselves up another regular season CUNYAC championship, but not able to make it through the postseason as they were eliminated in the CUNYAC championship tournament, and will now look to not only repeat as regular season champions, but try to get that elusive CUNYAC championship here in this 2017 season. So Dolphins are with a lot of time to work out over the summer, prepare their team and get ready. And we mentioned a lot of new players on this CSI Dolphin team, a lot of freshmen that head coach John Tardy really feels very strongly about, and feels that there's a lot of potential on this club, a team that's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster here in 2017 as they look to continue to build on what was a very strong campaign in 2016, and really looking to build on that here in this 2017 season. And, one of the hallmarks of this Dolphin team in 2016 was that defense and goaltending. This was a Dolphin team that allowed less than 1 goal per game last year, and one of the better defensive teams in the country. And for a while, until toward the end of the season, they were one of the top defensive teams in the country, and finished the season out strongly, and are looking to continue that here in this 2017 season. And a lot of changes from that last year's roster is, standouts in the back. Jacob Zubanski, a 4-year starter for the CSI Dolphin team, no longer with the club. Captain Ruben Diaz, of course, another standout in the back. Eli Papineau played very well, and other key players for the Dolphins who have graduated and moved on. And, the Dolphins are going to be looking towards a lot of those freshman players to come and step in and replace a lot of skill, size, strength, and experience. So it's going to be interesting to see here how they fare here in this 2017 season as the clock continues to wind down, and we have just over 4 minutes remaining until we get ready for the start of the game here this afternoon. The Dolphins warming up out on the field and getting ready to play here this afternoon. And, we did mention earlier, and we should repeat it, Jake Fold is out of the season here in this 2017 season, and Dolphins really are very strong in goal coming up in this 2017 season. And, a lot of concerns when you lose your top goaltender ordinarily, but, in this case, the Dolphins feel like they have some potentials behind them. Ivan Barasiero, a freshman goalkeeper from Bayside, New York. Oscar Torres, another freshman at 6'2", so a lot of size for Torres in goal, as well as Barbaros. So 3 options in goal for the Dolphins, all freshman options. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Tardy plays this, especially early in the season, to see how he looks to play things here in this 2017 season for the Dolphins. So we get closer and closer to the start of this afternoon's game, although just the beginning of September, really a nice fall-like day. It's a little bit cloudy, a little overcast and cool. Really a good day to play soccer. If it was just a little less breezy out on the field, it would really be ideal conditions. But as the wind is blowing pretty strong here this afternoon, it could be a factor in the game this afternoon. No rain expected here this afternoon. Rain expected in the forecast tonight, and possibly for the game tomorrow morning, an 11 a.m. start against St. Joe's Brooklyn. But for this afternoon, at least forecast says that we should be rain-free. Wisconsin-Platteville coming into this game, we mentioned having dropped their game to New Jersey City University yesterday afternoon, and they played very well, a very competitive team out in Wisconsin, and the Dolphins are going to really need to play a good, strong game here this afternoon as Platteville gave up a goal in the 49th minute to Mike Amida from New Jersey City University. It was the only score of the game, and, you know, Platteville able to put 17 shots towards goal in that game against New Jersey City University. So they did have opportunities, but were unable to take advantage of them in the game yesterday. They also had 9 corner kicks compared to none for New Jersey City University. So it looked like they were able to create themselves opportunities, but just weren't able to get the ball into the net against the Gothic Knights yesterday. So Platteville, the Pioneers, coming into the game today, confident that they have been able to put the ball towards goal. And let's see if they are able to put the ball in the net here this afternoon. As we mentioned, the Dolphins coming in as one of the better defensive teams in this 2016 season. At times would struggle to score. And without Marcin Klim, their leading goal scorer, who finished with 11 last year, it'll be interesting to see where the Dolphin offense will come from here in 2017. Certainly, Adrian Kosovic, their second leading goal scorer last year, will be looked to carry a big part of the load here for this CSI Dolphin team. So we're moments away from the introductions here of both teams as the officials move out into the center of the field. And we're just moments away from the start of this game between the College of Staten Island and Wisconsin-Platteville Pioneers.
Wisconsin-Platteville taking on your CSI Dolphins. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce today's starters.
Logan Ringdekek was the leading goal scorer for the Pioneers last year, finishing with 15 goals. And they will certainly be looking at Ringdekek for goals here this afternoon. So the Pioneers are being introduced out on the field here this afternoon, and we'll get you the starting lineups here for both teams in just a minute, as the Pioneers in blue and orange. As John Stoppel introduced, we mentioned Stoppel, the leading goals, one of the leading offensive players, had 5 shots in the game yesterday for the Pioneers.
The head coach for the Pioneers is Enzo Fushino. The assistant coaches are Will Credo and Chandler Kaiser.
So the Pioneers introduced out onto the field, and now we'll get ready to get the starting lineups here for the CSI Dolphins, as the Dolphins looking to win their first CUNYAC championship since 1998. As the Dolphins now introduced out onto the field. Joe Morales, Don Nika back for the Dolphins. Kosovic, the starting leading goal scorer from last year. Ryan Lehman, who will be in the back this year, at least initially, for the Dolphins. Bryant Navarro, one of the many freshman players for the CSI Dolphins this year. Vasil Fedorsi will be looked to stabilize the midfield for the Dolphins, as Wilson Quintero, another one of those freshman players we were talking about. Mike Ariana's back with his speed from 2017. And Eric Conde introduced, as well as Miguel Morales, another one of those freshman players for the Dolphins. And in goal for the Dolphins this year, it will be here today, number 30, Ballard Barbaras, as Tom Kuskowski here joining me now after doing double duty over at the engineering table. And Tom, big season here for the CSI Dolphins, an exciting season and a lot of excitement surrounding this club.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach John Tardy is really looking forward for these freshmen to step up and really make an impact early on with this team. He mentioned Bryant Navarro. You mentioned him earlier. He's playing in that central attacking role position, And Tardy says he's got a lot of creative talent, and he's a really good finisher. So look for him to really make an impact in this game and distribute the ball, if not put it in the back of the net.
And, we mentioned, Tom, a little bit in the pregame show, Jake Fold is out for the year for the Dolphins here in 2017. And, ordinarily that would be a big source of worry, but the Dolphins really seem to have a lot of options in goal here in 2017.
Yeah, Tardy and his staff really went out in the offseason and really picked up 3 quality goalkeepers, just for something, in case something like this happened. This is the worst case scenario, and Tardy and his staff came up big and recruited 3 big guys. So Ballin is going to be crucial as a part and needs to step into that role that Jake Foldis played last year. And last season, the Dolphins had the least amount of goals scored to them in the conference. So hopefully that back line, that newly formed back line of freshmen and Ryan Lehman being dropped back into a central defensive position, and see if they can keep that 1 goal or under goal percentage per game.
Yeah, and, John Tardy back as head coach for the Dolphins once again, Tom. And, this Dolphin team typically playing a very tough non-conference schedule very early in the season. And, sometimes the team's record is, falling a little bit below 500 early in the year. Dolphins looking to come out, still play a tough schedule, but looking to get an early victory here in 2017.
That's something Tardy definitely does not do. He does not shy away from competition. He does not want to play these cupcake teams where you can go out there and win 10-0. That does nothing for your players. In fact, it probably hurts them more than it benefits them. Teams like Wisconsin, teams like St. Joe's Brooklyn, and New Jersey City University, who will be playing later in the year, these give actual competition to determine what you need to work on and what you can progress on throughout the year.
Yeah, New Jersey City University already 2-0 on the year, Tom. A couple of big 1-0 wins here. One earlier this afternoon against St. Joe's Brooklyn, who the Dolphins will play tomorrow.
Yeah, St. Joe's Brooklyn actually put on a fight early on. It was when they brought in that second goalkeeper that they really started to get tired. The lack of depth on the bench really started to hurt them. And New Jersey City University, with their speed and talent they've brought in this season, really exploited that tiredness and was able to put one in the back of the net.
So the Dolphins will go from left to right here in the first half as the Dolphins, a lot of new players, a lot of new faces to get used to here this afternoon. And, Tom, it'll certainly take the players to get you a little bit of time to get used to playing with each other as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a good preseason. I was able to step down here and check them out a few times. They look good, But this is the truth test. It's going against another opposition, not your own teammates, and really seeing what chemistry clicks and what doesn't. These are really a couple of games that you really want to fine-tune your thing before you hit cutie play.
So it's Fedorsi in midfield now for the Dolphins as he looks to chip the ball up front, gets it over to Kosovic as Kosovic comes back across the midfield line, and Dolphins looking to chip the ball into Nika. And the Pioneers able to play the ball away down the far side of the field. But a nice play by Kosovic to come away with the ball. And here come the Dolphins down the far side of the field as they're able to get the ball into Nika. Nika trying to get around a couple of Pioneer defenders. He's unable to do so, but the ball will roll out of bounds. And it looks like it'll be a goal kick for the Pioneers.
One thing you'll notice differently from last year to this year is the Dolphins really changed up their formation. Last year they started their formation as a 4-5-1 and then eventually moved to a 3-5-2, which is more of an attacking formation. This season they're coming straight out of the gate in a 4-3-3 attacking formation, hoping to put in as many goals as possible since that's where they kind of lacked last season.
So the Dolphins looking to play the ball off the corner kick. A nice play that time by Fedorsi to come back and get the ball as Dolphins try to play it up in midfield. A nice defensive play momentarily, but now it's Morales with the ball for the Dolphins. A nice chip over to Arianes down the near side of the field, but a better defensive play by the Pioneers. It'll go out of bounds, but it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins deep in Pioneer territory.
Yeah, Wisconsin's back line was very stout yesterday, and they just got unlucky with a goal, but we'll see if the Dolphins can crack that vault today.
Now it's the Pioneers trying to play the ball forward as it's going to be headed away in the back by Lehman for the first time, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins. So the Pioneers will have the free kick, but first they'll have to move the ball back a little bit.
Yeah, Wisconsin also plays very direct. Don't look for them to take too many touches and try and really be creative within the midfield. They'll just like to send that ball forward and hope for the best.
So it'll be Nick Hokeless to take the free kick here for the Pioneers. He chips the ball long into the box and on goal. And it'll be the first touch for Balint Barbaras. So a nice way for him to get his hands on the ball, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a nice, easy save for him. Get him confident touching the ball, so he's not facing a rocket early on. That's where they make mistakes for these freshman goalkeepers.
So it'll be the Dolphins now, and Lehman with the ball in the back for the Dolphins, and the ball's going to be stolen away, and here come the Pioneers looking to get their first offensive attack of the afternoon. Hokeless with the ball. Hokeless feeding it in the center of the field at Steppel. Steppel looking to roll the ball in front, a little bit of space for the Pioneers, but the Dolphins do a nice job to close it out quickly. As we're going to have a whistle and then going to be a shaken up player in the back for the Dolphins. And it looks like that's going to be Miguel Morales, the freshman for the Dolphins.
That would be a big loss for the Dolphins. Tardy brought him in really to be that center rock like Ruben was or Jacob was last year. So if he went down, that would have been another big loss for that back line.
Yeah, so he's hobbling a little bit, but he appears to be okay. And it'll be a free kick now for the Dolphins. We played 4 minutes here in the first half, the 2017 home opener here at the CSI Soccer Complex. No score, Dolphins and Pioneers. Fedorzi knocking the ball out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in here for the Pioneers. And it'll be Hokeless to throw the ball in as it's going to be knocked down the near sideline. And the Dolphins try to play the ball out in the back. Good defensive play there momentarily, but now coming back, it'll be Nika for the Dolphins. He'll chip the ball towards goal, and it'll be an easy play for Miller as he gets his first touch of the afternoon.
No real action in this game yet, Mike, so just wait for the build-up to start to happen.
As the ball's going to be chipped forward, and now it's going to be an opportunity for Barbaras to handle the ball for the Dolphins. Dolphins chipping the ball into midfield, looking for Nika, but it's going to be knocked away. As Navarro plays the ball momentarily for the Dolphins, and now it's going to be Kopacki for the Pioneers. Neither team, Tom, able really to put a series of 3 or 4 passes together here in the early going.
No, and it's a little windy here on this field, so both teams really need to try and keep the ball on the ground. Otherwise, they're just going to lose possession due to the wind.
Ball played across now on the far side of the field. A couple of Dolphins going for it, and we're going to have a whistle and the first foul of the afternoon, and it's going to be a hard foul, and it's going to lead to a free kick and this is a free kick, Tom, with the wind at your back that you really could be a good opportunity for the Pioneers.
Absolutely, and this is where they excelled yesterday with their height over NJCU. They had a couple of chances, just were not able to get that final ball into the back of the net. So hopefully the Dolphins will be able to, they saw tape. They saw them. They were able to watch them yesterday. Hopefully they've keyed in on these things that Wisconsin is good at, like these set pieces, and were able to lock it down and not allow them to capitalize off of it.
Wisconsin finishing with 17 shots, including 7 on goal and 9 corner kicks, Tom. So they had a lot of opportunities that they could not convert. As they step over the ball, look to play it in toward the box, and a good defensive play that time by the Dolphins to clear the ball out, and Wisconsin doesn't get much of an opportunity that time around.
No, absolutely not. That's a little bit something different they showed than yesterday. Yesterday it was everything towards the goal into the box. Today they opted for, quick little tap and try and get a shot on goal.
And now it's going to be the Dolphins to play the ball into the center of midfield as it's Fedorzi wheeling the ball out over onto the far side where Condi knocks the ball forward as the ball's going to roll out of bounds, and it looks like it'll be a throw in here for the Dolphins. We played just over 7 minutes here in this first half. Both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Neither team really getting a good opportunity towards net. And we're scoreless here as the ball's going to be played down the far side, and we're going to have a whistle. And it looks like we're going to have a foul called on Wisconsin. I didn't see much contact out there, Tom, but let's see if the Dolphins can take advantage of the foul.
Not much at all. Let's hopefully Joel can put this ball in a scoring opportunity position. And the Dolphins also really need to get Vasile the ball. He's really the facilitator of this offense, and I feel like he hasn't touched the ball at all this game yet.
So it'll be Morales to take the free kick here, all the way over on the far side of the field. Looks like he's going to play the ball into the box. Let's see what he does here as he steps forward, chips the ball right into the center of the penalty area. Lehman with an opportunity and a beautiful defensive play that time and a nice save by Nate Miller for the Pioneers.
Absolutely. Nate Miller needs to come up big there because that ball is beautifully placed at that back post perfectly for Ryan Lehman. Just a little miss kick there. If he connects to that one perfectly, that Dolphins are up 1-0 early on here, Mike.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play that time by Morales as he really set Lehman up, but a nice defensive play by Miller as the Dolphins get the first big scoring opportunity, but Miller comes up big, and we remain scoreless. Dolphins to throw the ball in on the far side of the field as the ball comes into Navarro. Navarro rolling the ball back, and now the Dolphins will look to set the ball up defensively as Lehman rolls the ball forward, and now it's Kosovic with the ball for the Dolphins. And, you know, last year, Tom, Kosovic came in a lot of expectations, a lot of size for the Dolphins, and, you know, he had opportunities early in the season but struggled scoring, but really picked up the pace as the season went along.
Absolutely. He had that big goal against Hunter to lift us over them 1-0 late in the season. But, you know, I talked to him during the offseason. He's been working on his goal-scoring opportunities. Look for him to, you know, really increase his goal count from a season ago. He's really going to try and find the back of the net and capitalize on all his opportunities that he can this season. So
Lehman now playing the ball into the center of the field. Now it's Morales. Morales, a long ball looking for Arianes. Arianes trying to step inside the defender. Now chipping the ball across net, and just fortunately that time for the Pioneers, no Dolphin there, but another nice offensive challenge by the Dolphins.
Absolutely right there. Mikey was able to win that ball and cross that in. With that 4-3-3 formation, though, there really should have been another forward at that back post. But, you know, a little lazy play there leads to the Wisconsin just being able to pick that up and play forward.
Yeah, and, you know, Ariana's showing a lot of speed and skill for the Dolphins all last year, that time making a very nice play. And another great ball by Morales, Tom, his second here in about 10 minutes.
He's that great center defensive role position. He's going to win that ball and pick his head up immediately and try and play those diagonal long balls to the corners out to your winger so they can cross it in and give your striker a real opportunity.
So now it'll be a free kick opportunity for the Dolphins as it's Morales here for the Dolphins. Morales rolling the ball up in towards midfield line where Nika plays it out over to Navarro, and Navarro going to swing it all the way onto the far side now for Condi. Condi, another one of those players, Tom, showed a lot of flashes last year for the Dolphins. Probably going to have a much bigger role this year.
Absolutely. You know, he plays that right wing back or left wing back spot, and he's one of those defenders that likes to get forward, likes to put more numbers forward for the Dolphins and just, you know, put the mismatch on the opposing defenses, and he really causes issues.
So it's going to be the Dolphins to throw the ball in, and it's Quintero who throws the ball all the way into Kosovic. And, you know, Tom, I was wondering if the Dolphins might have a player this year that could make those long throw-ins, and I think they do. I think we just saw it that time from Wilson Quintero.
Those throw-ins could be very deadly, especially they act like it's another corner kick. Instead of just playing it short, now defenses have to key in on a throw-in that's on their final third that could be crossed in just like a corner kick.
Yeah, you know, Tom, we've been watching Dolphins play for a long time, and I really can't remember the last time. It's that time an opportunity towards goal, as I believe that was Navarro who got that one over the net. But we've been looking for a long time for the Dolphins to have a player that could make that long throw-in, and if Quintero could do it, boy, does that give you another big weapon in your arsenal.
Oh, yeah, that's, like I said just a couple minutes ago, there's another key asset to the team right there. It confuses defenses when a throw-in is coming into their six.
As the long play by Miller, as Arianes looking to keep the ball in bounds, he won't be able to, and Holkus will throw the ball in now for the Pioneers. Getting the ball deep inside, looking for Rindenek, and now it's going to be a foul called on the Dolphins, and now an opportunity for the Pioneers, Tom.
Yep. Let's hope the Dolphins, you know, they did well in the first one. They didn't really have to key in on that long-driven ball in, but I think Wisconsin's really going to change it up here and put in a nice curl ball into that penalty area.
So Kamek is there, Holkus is there for the Pioneers as they look to set up on the far post, and we're stopping the clock here for one reason or another. I'm not sure. I guess a talking to by the official to Kosovic as he will drift off now towards the far post, and we're going to be underway now with the free kick. So, like we said, it's Holkis lining up with Kameka on the ball. Two players in front as the official moves them back a little bit, and we're about to get underway. Clock stopped, 32 minutes, 28 seconds remaining here in the first half, as the ball's going to be put in towards goal, and it's going to be headed away that time easily by Lehman. So it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins, but for the second opportunity in a row, not much of a chance that time for the Pioneers, Tom.
Dolphins back line are really doing a good job at nullifying those set pieces.
So now it's Navarro. Navarro playing the ball just a little bit too far ahead, and it's going to be headed now down by Quintero. But a better defensive play that time by Stevens, and now we're going to have a whistle as the ball's going to be played out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in opportunity here for the Pioneers.
I believe to the Dolphins there, Mike.
Yeah, so it'll be the Dolphins to throw it in as Quintero comes up. He throws it in toward the center of the field. He looked to get it to Nika, but the Pioneers able to play it back toward the near sideline, and a nice defensive play that time by Quintero. Tom, nice play just shouldering the Pioneer player off the ball and getting the throw-in for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Wilson Quintero is playing that right back role. He's got some height on him, so winning those balls is, going to be crucial for our team, and against these smaller players is pretty good.
Yeah, good physical play that time by the freshman, and now he'll have another opportunity as it's Stevens. Stevens feeding it into Regan. Regan tried to play the ball across, but it's knocked away, and now a nice sliding tackle by Morales, but the clearing pass is going to be stolen by Holkis. Holkis trying to play the ball through. Holkis now feeding the ball in the corner, but it's going to be knocked away defensively that time. A nice defensive play by Morales, and it'll be a throw-in for the Pioneers deep in Dolphin territory.
These past 6 or 7 minutes has been all Pioneers, Mike. The Dolphins need to start creating out of this back and really getting forward.
And another ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, this time by Lehman once again. And big change for Ryan Lehman, Tom, now anchoring the defensive line. He really played mostly midfield in 2016.
Yeah, I spoke with Tardy before the game, and Lehman has played that center back role before, so this is nothing new for him. It's just, a couple yards back and not going as forward as much. So he says he feels comfortable with it, so I think we're in good standing with him back there.
So now Miller has to come forward and play the ball up towards midfield for the Pioneers, and it's going to be Morales to play the ball down and feed the ball up over to Nika. Nika playing the ball through as it goes now to Morales, who will roll the ball all the way over to Condi on the far side of the field, but his pass looking for Kosovic will be knocked out of bounds, and now it will be a throw-in for the Pioneers. So played about just over 15 minutes, about a third of the first half, Tom. What are your impressions so far of this CSI Dolphin team?
They're compact. They just need to control the ball a little bit more. Start stringing some passes together. We haven't really seen much attack into the final third because it's been all Wisconsin this game. So I would like a little bit more combination passes, really find the open person, get comfortable on the ball, and move forward with it.
As the ball's going to be played now to the back and all the way back towards Miller, as he plays the ball into midfield. A nice play that time by Miller, but his pass is going to be knocked away, and now it's going to have to be Holkis coming all the way back to play the ball. Holkis gets it up over to Regan. Regan's pass into the center of the field is going to be knocked away by Lehman for the Dolphins. Lehman looking to charge through. He looked to get the ball onto the feet of Arianes. He couldn't play it, however, and now it's Konopicki to let the ball roll out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick now for the Pioneers.
Another good thing about Ryan Lehman being in your center back role, he is a converted midfielder, so that he's comfortable with the ball on his feet. So, typical defenders, just clear the ball sometimes. But him, if he gets the ball, he can create out of the back and really give a spark to the offense.
Quintero tries to clear the ball. He can't. And now it's the Pioneers to play the ball in the center of the field as it's Stoppo with the ball for Wisconsin-Platteville. Playing in the center of the field is Navarro, but the Dolphins unable to maintain control, and now it's Lehman looking for Kosovic, but another nice defensive play that time by the Pioneers. And, Tom, the Pioneers doing a nice job in midfield, really winning a lot of those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, it just seems to me right now that they want it more than the Dolphins.
As that ball is going to be chipped in, and a good opportunity here for the Pioneers as they chip the ball into the center of the field. Is that time Stevens really didn't step up on the ball, Tom. It looked like he might have had a little bit better opportunity for Wisconsin-Platteville, but good defensive play by the Dolphins, and now we're going to have a whistle, and a big foul is going to be called on the freshman Bryant Navarro, and this is going to be a real good scoring opportunity, Tom, for Wisconsin.
Stevens didn't look ready for that cross across the goal, but Quintero made a real good adjustment, picked up the ball, got rid of it. But now in this position, this is the third set piece close to goal. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to put this on target here.
Yeah, this one a lot more in the center of the field as the Dolphins forced to bring in a third player onto the wall, and a lot of opportunity, Tom, and we really have a good view of it from here, and a lot of room to do a lot of different things with the ball in that position. Let's see what happens here, as that one's going to be chipped well over the top, and for the third time in a row, as that time Kameka plays the ball well over the top. Not really a good job by Wisconsin-Platteville taking advantage of a set-piece opportunity.
Not at all. He had that free kick lined up perfectly, and he just sailed that right over the goal. At least give yourself an opportunity. Put it on goal. Maybe the goalie bobble it or hit off the post or something, but when you sail it over the goal like that, that's just a waste of an opportunity.
Yeah, now the Dolphins, with an unforced turnover deep in their own defensive territory, will give Wisconsin another opportunity, but the Dolphins able to play the ball over to Morales, who's now going to roll the ball up over to Kosovic on the far side of the field. Kosovic getting the ball up towards Nika. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bitter, or I should say by the Dolphins, so it will be a throw-in opportunity. Not a lot of offense in this game. Both teams officially credited with one shot on goal, just one corner kick here this afternoon, but Wisconsin with a decided edge, Tom, in the territorial play.
Absolutely. This game in possession is, I would say, 60-40 in favor of Wisconsin here. The Dolphins aren't playing their game. They like to play with the ball at their feet. They're very comfortable. They're just kicking it and, hoping that their wingers can catch up to it, and it's just not working right now.
Dolphins still really getting to know each other out on the field here. A lot of new faces for this CSI Dolphin team here in 2017 as we're getting near the end of the 20th minute here in this first half. No score. And really the best opportunity of the afternoon went to the Dolphins, and it was Nate Miller, the sophomore goalkeeper, coming up with the big save. So we're still scoreless here in the first half. Ball headed forward now by Morales. Dolphins trying to get possession of it as it's Navarro. Navarro rolling the ball across onto the foot now of Nika. Nika playing the ball, looking for Arianes, but a nice defensive play that time by Wisconsin-Platteville to knock the ball ahead, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Pioneers, so it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins just on their side of the midfield line. Miguel Morales with the ball now for the Dolphins. Morales chipping it in towards Nika. Nice play into the center of the field. Nika's pass, though, knocked away, and it's going to be rolling towards goal, and an opportunity here for the Dolphins to regroup their offense. Now onto the far side of the field. The Dolphins look to build the ball up as it's Kosovic. Kosovic over to Joel Morales. Now it's Miguel Morales. Right into the center of the field, it's Fedorsi. Morales back up over to Fedorsi. Now Lehman in the center of the field as the Dolphins put together a series of passes, but not enough, as now it's going to be played by the Pioneers. Pioneers looking to get themselves in an offensive position as it's Strobel on the far side of the field. Now rolled in and played, and offsides on the play that time will be Stevens, but once again, a nice little opportunity there for Wisconsin-Platteville, ends in the offsides.
The Dolphins looked like they had something going there with those string of passes, but just, an unforced giveaway led to an almost goal. They were lucky the flag went up for offsides there.
So it's going to be a free kick now for the Dolphins, as the clock will stop with 23 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in this first half. Teams are scoreless. get ready to resume play. As Barabbas play ball in. And now it's Navarro. Navarro, Arianes. Now it's Nika. Nika with a dash of speed down on the near sideline. Nika trying to shake off the defender, Kompaki. Now it's going to be played into the center, knocked away by the Pioneer defense. And now the defense is going to be able to knock the ball forward, and it will be Kameka. Kameka looking to play the ball forward. He was looking for Rinderneck to get ahead of the field, but a nice job by the Dolphins to get back defensively. But once again, Pioneers able to come away with the ball, and a nice effort that time by Rinderneck, but a good defensive play by the Dolphins to come away and play the ball down the far sideline, forcing the Pioneers to play the ball out of bounds.
That Dolphins back line is really stifling this Pioneer attack right now. Without these back four right now, this game could have at least one goal on.
So it looks like we're going to get ready for our first substitution here in the afternoon as Kosovic playing the ball down the far sideline. He's pushed off the ball, and the Dolphins able to regain possession. But once again, the Pioneers come away, and it looks like they have a little bit of numbers as they chip the ball forward. And that time it was Rinderneck getting in a very dangerous position, and Barbaros having to come back and knock the ball away. Kameka looking to play the ball over toward the Dolphin goal, and it's Conde knocking the ball away, and now it's going to be played into the center of the field to Navarro. Arianes bringing the ball toward the near sideline. Arianes looking to work past Holkless. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Dolphins as Arianes' throw-in is going to be knocked out of bounds. And now it'll be Quintero to take the throw-in for the Dolphins. 21 minutes remaining here in the first half as Nika rolls the ball back to Quintero. Quintero gets the ball back from Nika, and now it's going to be Arianes looking to keep the ball in. Arianes centering the ball towards goal, but knocked away by Holkis for the Pioneers. Now it's Nika once again. Nika trying to get through a double team. He cannot. And the ball's going to be played back in towards midfield, where Morales plays it away for the Dolphins. Morales. Fedorzi back to Morales. Nice little touch passing by the Dolphins here this afternoon as they play the ball up over to Navarro. But his ball through to Kosovic is knocked away. But the Dolphins putting together a series of passes, Tom, really the best they've looked here this afternoon.
That's their style of play right there. And they were very comfortable on that ball, moving in and out. Even their center back, it joined in on the fun there. But in the end, it turned into a turnover. But, again, we have possession here again, so let's see what happens.
Fedorzi in the center of the field now for the Dolphins, chipping the ball up. He was looking to get the ball to Nika, but instead headed away by the Pioneers. As it comes down now onto the foot of Stevens. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and we're going to have our first substitutions of the afternoon, a pair of substitutions. Braxton Ritterhouse is going to check in along with Matthew Hufflin, and they're going to replace David Regan, and it looks like Brad Strobel will check out of the game as well. So first substitutions of the game go to the Pioneers as Coach Tardy sticking with their starting 11 so far here this afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, there's no really reason to, interrupt this flow that they're starting to get going on right now. Introducing a new player, a new style, it may change it up. They're really finding their own right now.
So the ball's going to be rolled back towards goal, and it will be played on goal by Miller as he's going to play it in towards midfield. And a couple of Dolphins hesitating a little bit, but not hesitating in Stevens as he looks to play the ball towards goal. And what looked like just an innocent corner kick or an innocent kick up the pitch turns into a big corner kick opportunity now for the Pioneers.
That's that direct play I was talking about. They took the goal kick to the defender, and he played that straight on.
As the Pioneers able to play the ball quickly with a short corner kick, a lot of spaces. Dolphins really didn't get themselves organized at all in the back. Were very fortunate not to get themselves in trouble there. And now they're going to end up with a goal kick, Tom. But Dolphins again pretty fortunate, not really moving at the same pace as the Pioneers were on that corner kick.
That took a bicycle kick clearance to get them out of danger, but it almost wound up falling to a foot of Wisconsin-Platteville for an easy shot on target.
So 18 minutes remaining here in the first half, as it's now Platteville with a couple of opportunities, as we will have another substitution here as Lucas Alpin will look to check in at the next opportunity. Fedorzi playing the ball deep in the back now for the Dolphins as he'll roll the ball up over to Morales. We'll let the ball go through, where Miguel Morales will play the ball forward. But once again, the Pioneers able to come away with the ball, as at time the Dolphins not doing a good job, and Stoppel had a big opportunity, but a nice defensive play, Tom, to block that shot towards goal.
And Ryan Lehman just came screaming in and just was able to put his foot on it to block a rocket of a shot.
As Conde looking to clear the ball away, he cannot, and that time Stoppel turns and puts the ball right on goal, and that required the second save of the afternoon for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Ballon looks comfortable back there now. He's had the ball at his foot now. He's caught a couple of shots. So he doesn't look that the freshman jitters that they don't seem to be there with him. So I feel comfortable with him in that so far.
So now it's going to be the Pioneers playing the ball towards goal once again. They've seemed to find a little bit of a pace for themselves here, Tom, and really starting to put a little bit of pressure on the Dolphins. And, it's really been a while since the Dolphins have come up with much of an opportunity.
It has, but you can see that they're really starting to click here. Those first game jitters are starting to really go away now, and they're really moving the ball. So look for them to, put a quality shot on target here in these last 16 minutes.
As the ball's going to roll out of bounds deep on the far sideline, and as we mentioned, it will be Lucas Alpin checking in, and it will be Jake Stevens coming off for the Pioneers. And, Stevens had a couple opportunities up toward the front for the Pioneers in that first half.
With Lucas Alpin coming in, that brings some seniority experience here. He's the captain of the squad. Now he's going to come into this left wing position. So he brings some speed with him as well.
So the Pioneers with their third substitution getting ready for the fourth, as the ball's going to be played now by Alpin on the near side of the field, and a nice defensive play coming back that time by Quintero for the Dolphins. As looks like we're going to have another couple of substitutions for the Pioneers. It is a throw-in, but I guess they're not going to come in on this opportunity. Quintero looking to play the ball for the Dolphins. Instead, it's going to be Hufflin to knock the ball away, and a nice sliding tackle that time by Quintero to knock it out of bounds, but more pressure on the Dolphin defense as a couple of more Pioneers will check in.
They're up for the competition right now, that back line. They've had a lot of work here in this first half, and they've taken away everything that Wisconsin has thrown at them thus far.
Yeah, so 5 substitutions here in this first half for Wisconsin-Platteville. Dolphins with this same starting 11, as Wisconsin really starting to put some pressure on the Dolphins here. Rottinghouse looking to play the ball forward. Pioneers keeping the pressure on the Dolphins. They feed it up over to Stoppel once again. Stoppel with already a couple of opportunities, and at time a little bit of miscommunication as Holkus was heading towards goal. The pass went toward the touchline, so it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins.
They just weren't on the same page there. Stoppel wanted to come out more. Stevens wanted to rush in. They just weren't on the same page. But Stoppel yesterday was very dominant within the field yesterday. He had a couple hard shots, really tested the keeper. We've only seen him test our keeper once today, so hopefully our defense is able to contain him and not give him an open shot.
Yeah, and, the Dolphins really, Tom, over the last few minutes have been pretty much reduced to just some long balls into the center of the field. Really no build-up through the midfield or at all in the offensive end.
Yeah, it seems like we've also changed formation, too. We've dropped to a 4-4-2 with Adrian playing more of our left midfielder as opposed to our left winger at this point.
So Conde playing the ball out on the far side of the field now for the Dolphins. He's throwing it up to Nika. Again, a long ball going forward, but Dolphins unable to come away with it as Conde once again playing the ball up over to Kosovic. Kosovic now gets the ball up over to Morales. Morales looking to roll the ball forward, and it's Arianes coming back as the Dolphins look to build up their attack. Arianes throwing the ball down to Quintero. Quintero overlapping now on the near side of the field. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Holkis, so it will be a throw-in for the Dolphins as the Dolphins get ready for their first substitution of the afternoon.
Here comes Phil Lefkowitz into the game after a year removed due to a devastating injury. He is back on the field for his first game, so let's see if he can shake off that rust.
And, you know, Lefkowitz, who had that great freshman campaign, Tom, a couple of years ago, it really showed a lot of offensive firepower for the Dolphins. And, you know, as you mentioned, really right before the start of the 2016 season, had that tough leg injury and missed the whole year. But now he's back and comes back with a vengeance as he picks up a quick foul.
Absolutely, and you know what? That's probably what he needed right now. He just took that hit right on that injury, and he got up with no problem, and he's back in it. He brings so much toughness and speed to this team. Look for him to, you know, find or create something that the Dolphins were missing in this first half so far.
And Morales has already made a couple of very, very nice plays from the field. Let's see what he does with this free kick opportunity as he wraps the ball into the center of the box, but knocked away defensively by the Pioneers and played now by Condi. Another attempt from Morales as he plays the ball up over to Kosovic. Kosovic tried to chip it ahead towards Fedorsi, but a nice defensive play by the Pioneers to knock it away as the Dolphins show a couple of good offensive moves, and that was another nice defensive play by Morales, knocking the Pioneer off the ball and drawing the throw-in on the play.
That's what he's in there for, and he's doing a phenomenal job at that.
The ball's going to be played back now, and it's going to be Roddenhouse with the ball. Stepping forward to knock the ball away is Quintero now as he plays the ball up the near side of the field. And now it's going to be Holkis. Holkis across the midfield line, a sliding attempt that time by Quintero. And now it's going to be Nico with a little bit of an opportunity as he's able to get behind Bitter. Nico and Bitter collide together. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in opportunity here for the Dolphins, as it looks like Lefkowitz is going to come over and take the throw-in.
Also seems like he's also learned how to give those long throw-ins as well.
Lefkowitz, a long throw-in in toward the center of the box as Fedorsi looked to head the ball forward. It's knocked away by the Pioneer defense, and now Quintero looking to play the ball forward. It goes under the foot of Morales, and now here comes the Pioneers looking to counter.
Yeah, on that counter, though, they only had one person going forward against four, so there was nothing really going to come out of that, Mike.
Yeah, so it'll be Taldone to throw it in. Now he's going to put the ball down as we approach 10 minutes remaining here in a very entertaining first half 2017 home opener here for the College of Staten Island, and we're scoreless. Condi rolling it in toward the midfield circle up over to Nika. Nika has the ball knocked away, and it's going to be played onto the foot of Gilmore. And now it's going to be chipped toward the penalty area, and coming out onto the play is that time running into the goalkeeper is going to be Roddenhouse. It didn't look like he hit him that hard, but didn't look like he needed to hit him at all either.
Exactly. Inside that box, the goalie will be protected against pretty much anything. And if you touch that keeper, you're going to get a foul called against you.
So it'll be Barbaros to take the free kick, and they roll it all the way across now to Condi. Condi's pass is going to be knocked away and played there by Alpin. Wisconsin-Platteville looking to challenge here as the ball comes up over to Gilmore. Dolphins knock it away, but not out as it's Alpin with the ball once again. Alpin getting the ball up over to Roddenhouse, and now it's Alpin. Alpin trying to work on Fedorsi. Fedorsi able to slide the ball out of bounds, and it'll be a couple of Dolphins coming in here as it's going to be Joe Borella making his debut for the Dolphins, and along with Brenly Salas. So a couple of more freshmen going to come in for the Dolphins here, Tom, late in the first half at the next opportunity, which will be right now.
Yeah, that was what Tardy wanted, really, for these freshmen. He didn't bring these guys to just sit on the bench all year. He brought them in to really make an an impact early on this season, and we're seeing that already with Joel Morales in the midfield. As of right now, he's the best player on this field for the Dolphins.
So Kosovic and Arianis will come out of the game. So a couple of the more senior players coming out for the Dolphins. Tom, is another couple of freshmen enter, and there's a lot of freshmen on the field now, Tom, for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Tardy must really trust them to be putting them out there in this sort of game.
And here comes a big opportunity for Wisconsin-Platteville as they get the ball right into the center of the box. And I believe that was Rottinghouse, Tom, that had a big opportunity, but a good defensive play by the Dolphins prevented the ball ever getting to goal.
Absolutely. The Dolphins, we can call them a pretty much brick wall at this point. They've been stopping everything that's been thrown at them, and they're doing a great job at answering anything they have been that Wisconsin has thrown at them. So let's keep it going.
So the Pioneers looking to put more pressure on the Dolphins, and now Lehman will be forced to play the ball out of bounds along the far sideline, as Wisconsin will have an opportunity to throw the ball in once again. Wisconsin-Platteville doing a nice job keeping the ball on the Dolphins' side of the field. The Dolphins with a couple of good opportunities in the first half, but it's been Wisconsin-Platteville with the edge in territorial play here in this first half. Rottinghouse on the near side of the field looking to work against Quintero. Playing the ball into the center of the box as the ball bounces up in the air. Lehman able to come away. He'll be tripped. And that'll be a foul called on Wisconsin-Platteville inside of 7 minutes remaining here in half number one.
It's a good defensive play there by Lehman. Cut across him, made sure to get the ball and not the player, so he didn't give up a PK.
So it'll be the Dolphins now with the free kick opportunity.
Get it up the field.
As the Dolphins in this early season tournament at home, and as is pretty typical, Tom, play a game today and a game quickly tomorrow. 4 fouls apiece, Tom, here in the early going, Dolphins and Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game so far. Nothing really to boast about, in terms of fouls. Very clean game compared to that first game we watched today where there was over 30 fouls in a very chippy game.
Yeah, both teams playing hard here, Tom. It has been a soft game, but the team's playing cleanly and well as ball knocked out of bounds once again. And once again, Wisconsin throwing it in, and a beautiful long throw in that time towards Staten, and the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, but the Dolphins are going to give up their second corner kick of the afternoon.
Yeah, this is the third corner kick overall, second for Wisconsin. This is the Dolphins' defense. They've seen this once already. They've seen several sort of free kicks in this position, and they've answered well. I have no doubt they'll be able to clear this out and, formulate an attack off this.
Yeah, and this is the kind of corner kick you really love if you're an offensive player. You kick the ball right into the wind, and it comes right back in towards goal. At that ball going over toward the far post, and it's going to roll out of bounds, so it'll just end up being a free kick here for the Dolphins. So, once again, Tom, another opportunity for Wisconsin-Platteville off of a set piece and, kind of not making the most out of it.
Nah, they overjudged that wind there. He put too much power with the wind at his back, and he just sailed it over everybody's head, not giving them a chance.
So it'll be the Dolphins now with the free kick, as we're inside of 5 minutes remaining here in the first half, and 2 shots credited for Wisconsin-Platteville, 1 shot credited for the Dolphins, and we're scoreless here as Morales is going to play the ball forward, and it looks like Lehman might have gotten a little bit shaken up on the play, but he does appear to be okay.
He was a little slow getting up in that initial foul a couple of minutes ago. Now to get another knock, it's a good thing he's all right.
Fedorzi looking to play the ball forward up over to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz able to roll it back to Quintero, and now Fedorzi right at the midfield line for the Dolphins will roll the ball all the way back to Lehman as the Dolphins quickly move the ball from the near side out over to the far side. But a nice job by the Pioneers to come away with the ball defensively. Staten, a long ball up toward the box, but a quick play that time by Barbaras to knock the ball away.
Berlin's been playing great back there. He's playing that sweeper goalkeeper role where anything over his defense's head, he's there. He's beating them forward there and make sure it's not a one-on-one opportunity.
Yeah, and, you know, Tom, he's had a lot of decisions to make here in the first half, a lot of choices of coming in or out, and, you know, Wisconsin playing the ball ahead and, you know, really having a couple of opportunities where they've gotten behind the defender. So a lot of challenges for Balint here in this first half, and he's played very well so far.
He's made the right decision every single time. And if you see on your screen right now, Wisconsin actually leads 5 shots to 1, with only two of them finding the mark. You know, CSI really needs to get a better job offensively here, creating opportunities.
As that ball is going to be chipped down the sideline, as that time they were looking for Salas to get his first touch of the afternoon. Instead, it will be a throw-in here for the Pioneers, as we're now inside of 3 minutes remaining here in this scoreless first half. And it's going to be a handball called that time against Morales. And, you know, again, a little bit of hesitation for the Dolphins to get back defensively while the Pioneers are playing, Tom. And, you know, I think that's the second time we've seen that here in this first half.
Yep.
As that ball's heading over this way and into the 10th. So it'll be a throw-in once again for the Pioneers.
Balint once again being called upon to beat the forward to the ball, and he did just that.
As the Pioneers throw the ball in once again, and 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the Dolphins in possession of the ball now as it's Morales rolling it up over to Fedorzi. Fedorzi right in midfield up over to Nika. Pioneers doing a good job. Nika really pretty much neutralized here in this first half, Tom.
Yeah, he was playing in that striker role, and with the lack of connections and passing, you know, the jitters of the first game and everything, they haven't really been able to get him the ball so he could hold it, wait for his team to join him, and really create an attack out of it. So he has been nullified thus far, but I expect in the second half for Coach John Tardy to really find a use for him, really get him more involved. He's dropping him in a little bit and have him overlap or whatnot, but they really got to get him. His strength and speed is just unmatched right now, and it's just they can't get him the ball.
A minute 40 remaining here in the first half, and the Dolphins need to be careful as they've made a couple of mistakes here in the last couple of minutes, and a big ball played into the center of the penalty area, and Dolphins fan on the clearing attempt, but so far the Pioneers unable to take advantage of it, as that's going to be Rottinghouse trying to play the ball. And now a big opportunity for the Dolphins to counter as it's Nika. Nika with a lot of space, but his pass into the center of the field is knocked away. And, you know, that time it looked like he had Lefkowitz all alone, Tom, on the near side of the field.
Yeah, the Dolphins had a 4-on-2 counterattack right there, and Nika just made the wrong decision trying to put it across the one defender in front of him instead of just, you know, tapping it out wide for a wide-open Lefkowitz who had plenty of space to just ride right in.
40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Dolphins with possession as it's Nika. Nika turning into the center as he looked to chip it in. He was looking for Salsas. Instead, it's going to come down onto the foot now, Morales. Morales trying to clear himself. 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Nika. Now he feeds the ball up over to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz looked to play the ball forward, but a big turnover here and a nice defensive play by Miguel Morales to break up the counterattack. Now the Dolphins with 12 seconds remaining, trying to play the ball down the far side of the field. A lot of contact. The ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in, but with time running out, Tom, we're going to go into halftime scoreless. Good, exciting first half of play. 0-0 the score.
Yeah, you know, the game started off a little bit slow with both teams trying to figure each other out, but as the game wore on, the Dolphins became a little bit more comfortable with each other, but it was all Wisconsin until that last 5 minutes where the Dolphins really started to move the ball forward and start creating instead of just sitting on their heels and absorbing whatever Wisconsin had to throw at them.
Yeah, you know, good, entertaining first half of soccer. Both teams going back and forth. Both teams with opportunities. Neither team really with that great scoring opportunity, but both goalkeepers playing well, and we're at halftime 0-0. So we're at halftime, scoreless 0-0. Why don't we step aside? We'll take a break for a few minutes, and then we'll be back with halftime statistics to get you ready for the start of the second half as we bring you live coverage of the 2017 home opener. No score between the Dolphins and the Pioneers as you're watching the 2017 Men's Home Opener right here on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
One-on-One is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-One has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-One physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with dachshund breeding.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
This is why you took a second job. Why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. Why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable. A free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
We're back here at halftime. No score between the Dolphins and the Pioneers. The Pioneers credited with 5 shots. The Dolphins credited with just 1 shot in that first half. And, you know, Tom, not a lot of stats on the board here in this first half, but a lot of excitement here in that first half. A lot of good play by both sides. Both keepers with a lot of opportunities and a lot of decisions to make. Both goalkeepers playing very well, and we're scoreless at halftime.
Yeah, my MVP for that first half definitely goes to Joel Morales. The way he was able to win those tackles in the midfield and distribute out to the wings and just create something for the Dolphins in that first half where they lacked so much. I expect him to do the exact same, even better in this second half. And Ballant was phenomenal in the back. He made all the right decisions coming out, not allowing those one-on-one opportunities when his back line got beat. And he feels comfortable on the ball, you know, directing that back line. So look for him to continue that as well.
Yeah, and, you know, in that first half, Tom, the Dolphins with a couple of opportunities as well, but you really have to be very excited by the play of these freshman Dolphins. Joel Morales looked very good for the Dolphins. Bryant Navarro had a lot of good moments in that first half. Wilson Quintero played very well. Miguel Morales played very well. And you mentioned Ballet Barbaros in goal, also playing very well. So very strong play from those 5 freshman players for the Dolphins in that first half.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Coach Tardy expected from them. They came in and didn't bring the level of play down. They kept it at the same and even brought it up in some instances. So, you know, Miguel Morales, he's another good one. He takes over that Jacob Zumanski role from last year in that center back position, you know, making sure nothing gets behind him and just a complete brick wall in that back line, last line of defense, and he's done a great job at that.
And, you know, Wisconsin-Platteville with a lot of opportunities in that first half. They have a lot of good players. And, you know, John Stoppel, very dangerous throughout that entire first half. And, you know, Jake Stevens had a couple of opportunities. John Stoppel, he had 5 shots yesterday, another couple of shots here this afternoon. So, you know, Wisconsin-Platteville has been dangerous and haven't really taken advantage of their set-piece opportunities, Tom. But, you know, you saw them here yesterday, and they have the ability to take advantage of them. So, you know, if you're the Dolphins, you probably don't want to give them as many opportunities as you did in that first half.
No, absolutely not. And, you know, John Stoppel has 2 shots here today, one of which was between the pipes, making Ballant make the save. You got to really limit his shots. He had 5 yesterday, all of which were rockets. You don't want any sort of deflection or anything, because that ball is going to take a deflection and still continue on that speed to go in towards the goal.
And, you know, Tom, we have just a minute here before we get ready for the start of the second half. You know, we really got to give a little bit of congratulations to the women's soccer team getting off to a big start yesterday. You know, going out to LaPoon, Pennsylvania, which is a good 3-hour ride to, you know, go out there both ways and, you know, play a good Keystone team and come away with a big 3-1 victory. And I know head coach Giuseppe Pinetti's got to be really happy with the way these 2017 Lady Dolphin season got underway.
Absolutely. They started off on the correct foot. You know, they got the freshman. He got his freshman involved early, one of which even scored. And Victoria Sanchez came back and just really got the Dolphins going with that early goal. to put them up 1-0.
Yeah, and Adriana Pereira, who's really had a phenomenal year last year for the Dolphins, also getting on the board with a big goal on a direct kick, and a lot of excitement on the women's side and the men's side here in 2017 as we get ready to start here the second half between the Dolphins and the Pioneers. So the wind continuing to pick up as the Pioneers now will go from left to right in the second half, and a little bit of confusion forces the Dolphins to head the ball away out of goal. So a quick little opportunity here for the Pioneers as we start the second half.
Yeah, the Pioneers came out and just wasted no time pushing that ball forward to try and create a chance to score there.
Fedorzi now rolling the ball back as the Dolphins get the ball up over to Lehman. Lehman in the center of the field now for Fedorzi. And, it's been a good job here by the Pioneers all afternoon long. Tom, you really have to say they've had the edge in midfield play pretty much all day long.
Absolutely. And if you can see on your screen, we've introduced 2 new players to this game as well. Number 20, Alex Sosa's playing on your left flank here, while Logan Taston's playing more up top.
So another couple of players in the game for the Dolphins as they look to get a little bit more offense here in this second half, as we're just underway in this second half, just over a minute in. Scoreless between the Dolphins and the Pioneers. Fedorzi rolling the ball forward, but it's going to be knocked away in midfield, and now it's going to be Lehman to come back and retrieve the ball. His pass over to Condi a little bit too far, and he does a nice job coming back and playing the ball back towards goal. As the Dolphins now will swing it all the way out to the far side, but an unforced error for the Dolphins, or by the Dolphins, will give the Pioneers a throw-in deep inside Dolphin territory. Ball thrown in. Hufflin looking to chip the ball forward, but it'll harmlessly roll out of bounds, and it'll be a free kick opportunity here for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Ballin's going to take this goal kick and really trying to put it, he plays it short right to his team instead of risking a long one.
So now the Dolphins will bring the ball up the far side of the field as they roll the ball into midfield, and the Dolphins coming forward with a little bit of room. As the ball is going to be played now by Salas. Salas now Kosovic in the center of the field. Kosovic trying to spin the ball into shooting position. He's unable to do so, and the ball's going to be knocked away defensively by Kopacki. He looks to roll the ball forward. He was looking to get the ball towards Taldone, but it's going to roll back towards goal, where the Dolphins are able to play the ball once again.
Yeah,
Get Tom.
It looks like Adrian's, changed positions. In the first half, he was playing more out wide. He looks more of that holding striker now, really hold on the ball and distribute from there.
As that ball's going to be rolled out of bounds, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins. And it's been a pretty quiet game here this afternoon, but we're going to have our first yellow of the afternoon.
That was too much of an easy yellow there. That was his first foul of the game. I really don't think that deserved a yellow.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see the card, and I guess it's going to be on I'm not sure who it's on, Tom.
It looked like he showed it to Adrian.
That's right.
But he's talking to Logan right now.
Yeah, so I'm not sure who he actually gave the yellow to. I originally thought it was Kosovic, but we'll wait for the official word. So clock stop, 42 minutes, 15 seconds remaining, and it's going to be a free kick opportunity here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has issued a yellow card to the Dolphins, number 7, Adrian.
It will be Kosovic picking up the first yellow of the year for the Dolphins, and it will be a free kick opportunity here as the Pioneers play the ball deep in towards goal, but it'll harmlessly sail out of bounds past the near post. So it'll be a free kick opportunity for the Dolphins.
Once again, too much power on that ball. With the wind at his back, he's really got to take someone off of that if he wants to find the head of his teammate.
So now it's going to be played forward, and it's Tassin with his first touch, and he's going to go down, and it will be a free kick for the Dolphins as Tassin gets his first touch and draws his first foul.
Now, that looked very similar to that Adrian foul that was just given a yellow.
Yeah, that was a tough yellow on Kosovic. And now it'll be a free kick opportunity, and it'll be Joel Morales to take it for the Dolphins.
Yeah, in terms of fouls, we've only had a couple more fouls since the first half. CSI has 7 against them, while Wisconsin only has 6.
Condi, no, it's Fedorzi with the ball. Fedorzi turning it in toward the center of the field. And now it's going to roll back onto the foot of Morales. Morales is going to play it up the near sideline. He was looking, or far sideline, he's looking for Quintero. Quintero fighting for the ball that time with Holkis. And a good defensive play by Holkis to come away with the ball, but his clearing pass is going to be knocked away momentarily by Morales. He's going to be shoved to the ground, and I think that we're going to have a free kick for the Dolphins, and, you know, that time it looked like Morales was pretty much just shoved to the ground, Tom.
Absolutely. He gave up on trying to win the ball around and decided to push him. Couldn't beat him to the ball.
As now Lehman is going to be taken down from behind. 3 quick fouls called on the Pioneers. And now it'll be another free kick opportunity for the Dolphins. Condi playing the ball forward now. It's Sosa. Sosa looking to try to break it to the center of the field, but the ball's going to be knocked away defensively now by the Pioneers. And Pioneers have really done a nice job, Tom, defensively, as that time Lehman tried to dummy the ball through it. It's going to end up being a breakaway that time onto the foot of Taldone, and a beautiful save by Barberis to keep this game scoreless. That by far, Tom, the best opportunity for either team.
Yeah, and it wasn't even Wisconsin creating anything. It was just a misplay in that back line, miscommunication that led to that breakaway. And thankfully, Ballin was able to come up big and not allow that ball to find the back of the net.
Yeah, you know, that time Lehman tried to dummy the ball through, but the Wisconsin-Platteville player didn't buy it and was able to come away with the ball, and Taldone came in one-on-one against Barberis, but Barberis made the big save, and we remain scoreless. Ball played forward once again, and it's Taldone once again with the ball, swinging it all the way out to the near side. He was looking to get the ball to Alpin. But that time the ball getting caught up in the wind a little bit, Tom, and rolling out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins.
Dolphins once again got lucky. Wisconsin had numbers over here to just the one defender for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and, you know, the time you go back to about 5 or 6 minutes remaining in the first half through the first 6 minutes of this half, and a lot of opportunities for Wisconsin-Platteville. The Dolphins kind of dodging a couple of bullets here, but really are going to need to tighten up their defense a little bit.
Yeah, they've definitely been Wisconsin has had the better chances here, but the Dolphins have looked more compact and more offensive-minded here. They're really, you know, stringing together passes and moving the ball forward instead of just being on their heels the whole game.
Here come the Pioneers trying to counterattack once again, as it's Holkis, who's been all over the ball all afternoon for the Pioneers, but he loses possession, and now it's Morales to play the ball for the Dolphins. Morales chipping the ball down the far side. Dolphins will chip it ahead, but too far ahead of everybody, and Miller will be there to play the ball once again for the Pioneers. Not a lot of goals so far here, Tom. We're in game number 3, just 1 goal yesterday, just 1 goal in game number 1 here today, and scoreless so far through this second half.
Yeah, much different than last year's CSI Fall Classic, where there was a flurry of goals. I think the goal differential was +9 that won it last season. So far cry from last season's goal count.
So now Lehman coming back to play the ball. A nice play by Lehman as he tries to play the ball to himself and keep it in bounds. He's able to do so, but a nice play by Alpin to come and play the ball for the Pioneers. But now Lehman will sweep the ball out over to Fedorzi. Fedorzi, a long pass down on the far side of the field looking for Salas. Salas rolling the ball back to Quintero. Quintero with a little bit of space. He gets the ball up over to Tassin. Tassin tried to knock the ball out to the far side, and now we're going to have a whistle, and it'll be another foul called on the Dolphins. I believe it'll be on Fedorzi, so it's going to be a free kick now for Wisconsin-Platteville.
That was a great diagonal ball out wide by Fedorzi. It was just unfortunate they weren't able to capitalize on it.
So Platteville playing the ball deep down the center of the field. Lehman comes forward to head the ball away. Now Morales tries to head it, and it's going to roll back towards goal, and Barberis will be there to play it for the Dolphins. He's going to swing the ball out onto the far side of the field as the Dolphins will look to build up the attack, but Fedorzi has the ball taken away, and it's going to be played now by the Pioneers as Taldone looking to get the ball as the Pioneers chip the ball across. There was space toward the near post, but the pass too far, and Alpin has to come back and play the ball for Wisconsin, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, but the Dolphins will give up another corner kick. And I believe that's the third one for Wisconsin-Platteville, Tom, although the scoreboard just has 2.
There you go.
Now
yes, you are correct, Mike, with 3 corner kicks.
So it's going to be Holkis to come over and take the corner kick. And we mentioned his name a lot all day here this afternoon, Tom. He's really played well for the Pioneers. Long corner kick in toward the far post, and Ballin comes up and makes a really nice play to make the catch. That corner kick had danger written all over it, Tom.
Yeah, it did. Ballin's definitely not playing like a freshman here today. He's coming out with confidence and making sure that, he cleans up and makes sure there's no second chance opportunities.
Yeah, he hasn't had one bobble, one misplay here so far the whole afternoon. And, just like the first half, Tom, he's had a lot of choices to make here in the second half as well.
Absolutely.
So Miller's going to take the free kick as he drills the ball down onto the Dolphin side of the field. Morales knocks it away momentarily, but now the Pioneer pass is going to roll out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins as we approach 10 minutes gone by here at half number 2. Both teams looking for that breakthrough goal as we're scoreless here in the second half. Quintero with the ball for the Dolphins. Quintero rolling the ball out on the far side of the field. It's going to be played in the center of the field looking for Fedorzi. But once again, the Pioneers there to knock the ball away is now it's Sosa. Sosa getting the ball up over to Quintero. Quintero looking to create a little bit of space now. Fedorzi back up over to Sosa. Sosa tried to chip the ball forward, but a lot of orange jerseys there, and they knocked the ball out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins. A rare throw-in for the Dolphins deep inside Pioneer territory.
Sosa, if he turned his head around, he would have saw a wide-open Condi on the left wing over here, which would have been the better option. But nobody talked to him, nobody let him know, and he opted for a less high percentage pass.
As Tassin tries to backheel the ball towards goal, Miller is there to play it, and he'll play the ball down the center of the field as the ball's going to come over and go out of bounds. And it will be a throw-in opportunity here for Wisconsin-Platteville, as it will be Mason Sprang to take the throw-in. Sprang over to Stopel. Stopel rolling the ball out over to Holkis. Holkis trying to play the ball forward, but it's going to be rolled out of bounds. And now it'll be a throw-in opportunity here for the Dolphins. As the clock continues to roll, 33 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in this second half. And both teams looking for that big goal, and goals have been hard to come by here this afternoon. Huffled looking to take the shot towards goal. Instead, it's going to be blocked nicely by the Dolphin defense, and Barbers will be there to play it for the Dolphins.
Another defensive stop there.
Fedorzi in the center of the field. Over to Morales. Morales looking to work against Gilmore. Rolls the ball forward. The touch pass ahead is going to be knocked away. And now the Dolphins looking to play the ball. As that time it was Tassin looking to backheel the ball. And it's going to be knocked back by the Pioneers and out of bounds. As we'll have a substitution for the Pioneers at the next opportunity here. As the ball's going to be rolled back and played now by Hufflin.
Looks like Mike Arianis is warming up to come on the field.
Lehman. Now it's going to be rolled into Morales in the center of the field. As the ball's going to be chipped down the far sideline as the Dolphins looking to run on it, as that's Salas. And nice job by Salas working hard on the play, as we're going to have a couple of substitutions, as it's going to be Mike Arianis coming into the game, as Joel Morales will check out for the first time here this afternoon. And Logan Rinderneck will check back into the game, and here we place Dominic Taldone, and it was Taldone who came in really one-on-one against Barbaros and was unable to put the ball in the net. And Wisconsin-Platteville continuing to have the better opportunities here in the second half, but it's all even where it counts, Tom, on the scoreboard, 0-0, as the Dolphins looking to find themselves and coming out and playing a pretty good game for their first game here in 2017.
Yeah, they have not conceded a goal. They have been stout at the back line, and it looks like they took out Joel Morales, so it looks like they're going to change their formation to be a little more attacking-minded with the insertion of Mike Arianes here.
As we have a little bit of a delay in the game as the official comes over for a little first aid treatment, now heading back onto the field. And when he gets into position, it'll be a throw-in for the Dolphins deep inside Pioneer territory as the throw-in is cleared away by the Pioneers. And now it's Sosa trying to play the ball, but a nice play to knock it away momentarily by the Pioneers as now the chip pass to Arianes will be just a little bit too far ahead. That time they made that pass to the near side, Tom, but just a little bit too hard, and the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, right idea, just too much power. Once again, this wind is really causing problems for anybody who puts that ball in the air.
So the throw-in here, as the deep throw-in is backheeled by Lehman, and it's going to be knocked away, and it's going to be Morales having to come back and play the ball up over to Barbaros. A nice play to roll it out onto the near side of the field where it's Quintero rolling the ball forward as the Dolphins look to build up offensively. They've been a little bit more dangerous here in the last few minutes, and here they come once again as they look to bring the ball down the far side as the ball is chipped in towards Tess, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. And once again, the Dolphins look dangerous, but really couldn't get that last pass in there, Tom.
Yeah, they're struggling finding that final pass, but they're doing all the right things now, much better now than in the first half. The first half, they didn't have many creative opportunities. Now that they're putting the passes together, putting them into the final third to make the chance, but it'll come.
Now Fedorzi looking to play the ball up to Tess, and Tess trying to force his way through. And, Tassin, another big player up front for the Dolphins, Tom, another 6-foot player. And, that's one thing over the last few years, the Dolphins never really had that many players with size. This team a little bit bigger here in 2017.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they'll be able to use that size. We've seen it here today, using them as target men and trying to hold that ball and wait for the rest of the team to help them attack instead of sending the ball over the top with speed.
So now Gilboa looking to get the ball back down the far sideline. It's Rindenek. Rindenek with a little bit of space. He chips the ball to a wide open Lucas Alpin, but he heads the ball over net. Boy, Tom, there was a lot of room in goal that time for Alpin, but his header goes well over the top.
Yeah, Dolphins got extremely lucky there. It looks like number 11 closed his eyes on that header, which sent it over the bar.
So now another opportunity. The second big opportunity here in the second half for the Pioneers, and they're unable to put the ball on net. So the Dolphins able to escape as we're going to have a whistle and a foul in midfield that time. It'll be on Fedorzi, who's going to pick up the foul for pushing Tommy Bitter from behind, and that will lead to a free kick opportunity here as we're inside of 30 minutes remaining here in the second half. And Kosovic already with a yellow card, Tom. Walking over the ball there. Not the best move by Adrian.
No, when you're on a yellow card, you definitely want to, smarten up, lighten up on those fouls.
As that time it's going to be played by Bitter, but his pass goes awry once again as Dolphin trying to come away with the ball. And now Kosovic is going to be taken down from behind. And now we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Pioneers. Fedorzi to take the free kick. And he's going to roll the ball out onto the near side to Condi. Arianes looking to play the ball in. He was looking for Tassin, but the ball knocked away defensively by the Pioneers. But a nice defensive play that time by Sosa to steal the clearing pass by the Pioneers. But they're able to re-clear the ball to midfield where Lehman is there to play it. Sosa back to Lehman. Nice pass to Fedorzi. Fedorzi looking for Kostovic. Dolphins stringing together a nice series of passes. Now it's Arianes on the near side. Arianes coming in toward the top of the box. Arianes feeding the ball back to Condi. Condi losing the ball under his feet. Nice job to regain. As the Dolphins trying to work the ball 2-on-2 on the near side. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. And last touch by Condi, so it'll be a throw-in for the Pioneers.
Yeah, the Dolphins offense just stalled out right there. The two of them just staring at each other. Really no communication, no movement there.
As the ball's going to be played down by Hufflin onto the near side as it's Rindeneck. Rindeneck with space. And the ball's going to get rolled across, and the Pioneers are going to miss an opportunity there, as we're going to have a substitution at the next opportunity. And we are going to have a substitutions, as it looks like Dodd Nico will check into the game, and he will replace Adrian Kosovic. So Kosovic will come out of the game. Nico will come back into the game. 27 minutes, 14 seconds remaining here in half number 2, scoreless between the Dolphins and Pioneers.
I think Adrian's coming out of the game right there. Just for Tari to give him a talk, calm him down, keep him out of harm's way so he doesn't pick up that second yell and put the Dolphins down a man.
Sosa gets the ball up over to Arianes. Arianes trying to get his way through 3 Pioneer defenders. He cannot, and coming away with the ball will be Stopel. Stopel rolling the ball out, played now onto the foot of Gilmore. Gilmore in space, rolling it down the far side. It's Rottinghouse. Rottinghouse trying to play the ball forward. Instead, it's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Dolphins, and it will be a throw-in for the Pioneers.
You know, the first couple minutes of this second half, the Dolphins looked to be doing all the right things. Now they're reverting back to their early first half performance, where nothing was really being put together. They were kind of just kicking the ball and hoping for the best.
And now we're going to have a whistle and a dangerous play called on the Dolphins. Well, actually, it's going to be on the Pioneers, I believe. No, it will be a free kick here for the Pioneers. 26:15 remaining, and you know this certainly in a position, Tom, where the Pioneers can do some damage. They haven't done very well with their set opportunities here this afternoon, but their last corner wasn't bad, and this is a big opportunity.
Yeah, these set pieces have been slowly improving as the game has progressed here for the Pioneers.
I believe that will be Holkes to take the kick here. Dolphins with a 2-man wall. It's played right in front of a wide-open opportunity. It's off the crossbar, but then to finish it off is Rindeneck as he puts the ball in the net, and the Pioneers lead by a score 1-0. He almost got the first one, Tom. It went off the bottom of the crossbar, but he was there to follow up his own shot and puts it in, and the Pioneers lead by a score of 1-0.
We were just talking about it. They've been slow. The set pieces have been slowly improving, and that one found its mark finally.
So the Dolphins giving just too many opportunities, Tom, and the Pioneers able to take advantage of it, and they now lead by a score of 1-0. So let's see how the Dolphins do, having to come from behind. Is that time Rindeneck once again able to get himself into the box, and we're going to have nothing called on the play. Boy, the Dolphins dodged a bullet on that play as Rindeneck scored a goal and nearly got himself in position for another one.
That was a risky play there by the Dolphins back line, and it looked like it was going to be called a PK, but removed the whistle from his mouth and let play continue.
So now it'll be Sosa with the ball. Dolphins now trailing by a score of 1-0. As it was Holkes with that free kick. He got it to Rindeneck. Rindeneck's first opportunity looked like he might have been able to put it in the cage. It went off the bottom of the crossbar, bounced out, but he stuck with it and was able to head it in the cage. And the Pioneers lead by a score of 1-0.
If you look at your screen now, we're showing the replay of the goal. Here it is going off the crossbar and him reaching back around and coming back in, putting in his rebound.
Yeah, so the replay of the goal there gives the Pioneers a 1-0 lead, and the Dolphins will have to come from behind. And Dolphins now with a big corner kick opportunity as it comes towards the far post, but the Pioneers able to knock the ball away, and they clear the ball all the way down the field as Barberas has to come out ahead of the touchline and knock the ball away, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in now for the Pioneers, who lead by a score of 1-0. And An opportunity here now, Tom, to see how the Dolphins play from behind, how they react to a little bit of adversity, falling behind in their opener 1-0.
Yeah, they weren't in this position much last season with that great back line and a great goalkeeper. So, like you just said, let's see how they respond being down 1-0. Can they come back? Can they keep their composure without losing their minds?
There's a little bit of confusion on the back line on that free kick opportunity for the Pioneers, and not only were they able to get that first touch and get a real good opportunity toward goal, but Dolphins not doing really a good job coming back. And another stat we see up on your screen right now, Wisconsin outshooting the Dolphins 9-1, and of course it was 5-1 at halftime, Tom. So, it's 4-0 here in the second half, and really from the start of the second half on, Tom, it's been Wisconsin-Platteville with the opportunities as the Dolphins coming back once again, and now Arianas tries to get an opportunity, but it's really been Wisconsin-Platteville taking advantage of some Dolphin mistakes defensively, but Wisconsin-Platteville has been very, very sound defensively here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, you could even go to say that Wisconsin's game yesterday was their first game in their season, so they got all their jitters out then. This is our first game, so now we're playing the team that's already gotten their jitters out. They've already worked out their kinks within the first game, so now they're comfortable with each other. That could be the case going on here. They could just be more comfortable than we are because this is our first game.
So the Dolphins now trying to press forward for the equalizer as Sosa's going to head the ball into the box, but a nice job defensively by the Pioneers to play the ball away. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. That should be a Pioneer throw-in, and it will be. As we have 21 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the second half, and the Dolphins trailing by a score of 1-0. Sosa fighting for possession of the ball. Dolphins able to come away with it as they're able to create the turnover. The pass forward, though, to Nika is going to be knocked out toward the near sideline, and Arianas comes back to play it for the Dolphins over to Condi. Condi, long ball across over to the far side of the field, getting the ball up over to Quintero. Quintero unable to maintain possession of it, but a nice job to come back defensively and regain possession for the Dolphins. Quintero feeding the ball up over to Lefkowitz. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in now for the Dolphins. Deep inside Pioneer territory. 20 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the second half. And the Dolphins trailing here by a score of 1-0. The long throw-in bounces away, and Nika able to get a foot on it now for the Dolphins. Nika rolling the ball back up over to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz has it knocked out of bounds once again, but once again a throw-in for the Dolphins as he gets the ball in quickly. Now it's Fedorzi. Fedorzi knocked the ball up over toward Sosa, but once again a good defensive play by the Pioneers. And Rindenek looking to work one-on-one against Lehman. Nice defensive play by Lehman to knock the ball away for the second time. And now come away with possession for the Dolphins and feed it up over to Sosa. Now it's Quintero. Quintero on the far side of the field. Quintero with a little bit of space. He chips it into the center of the field. Nothing but orange jerseys there, though, as Bitter is able to knock it away for the Pioneers. Condi's sliding tackle to knock the ball out of bounds. It will roll out of bounds, but it will remain in possession of the Pioneers, who will throw the ball in from the near side inside their defensive side of the field. As we have 19:30 remaining here in the second half. Dolphins trailing by a score of 1-0. Sprang with the ball. Now Arianas. Arianas playing it up over to Fedorzi. Fedorzi, a nice play to keep the ball in bounds. And it's going to be headed up in the air for a 50-50 ball as the Dolphins trying to come away with it. And it's going to roll out toward the near sideline where Condi is there to retrieve it for the Dolphins. Now Nika. Nika looking to work one-on-one against Stopel. Fedorzi, near side to Condi. Condi up over to Lefkowitz. Lefkowitz trying to work against Bitter. Bitter able to come away with the ball, but it comes down to Lefkowitz. His shot towards goal will roll wide, but before the shot, we're going to have a whistle and a foul called on the Dolphins. So that time, Tom, it looked like the Dolphins might get themselves a little bit of an opportunity. Instead, they pick up the foul, and it will be a free kick opportunity now for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Nika looked like he was making some headway towards the goal there and just lost possession of the ball and then lost control of his body and took out one of the players, which turned the ball over.
So the Dolphins have the ball. Sideline. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and we're going to have a couple of substitutions. And for the Dolphins, Joe Boella will check back into the game. He will replace Alex Sosa. And the Dolphins need some offense here in the second half, Tom. They haven't had a shot this whole second half. Their opportunities have been few and far in between, and there have been a couple of very big opportunities here for the Pioneers. They were able to convert on one. They weren't able to convert on a couple of others, but the Dolphins need to create a little bit more offense here, Tom.
Yeah, they just need an infusion of a spark, somebody who really wants this goal, because right now the Dolphins are just struggling to find anything. They need something.
So the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be another throw in here as we're going to have a substitution once again. And for the Pioneers is Ivan Kameka will come into the game, and he will replace Tyler Gilmore. And, Gilmore came in and played very well and had created himself a couple of dangerous opportunities. And, the Pioneers have really come out here, and you mentioned earlier, Tom, their second game of the year, so they've had an opportunity to play one already. But, for a team playing back-to-back games on the road a long way from home, they've come out and played a very good road game here this afternoon.
Absolutely. They have not shied away from any sort of competition. And as far as going back to what the Dolphins need right now, they need they need a player who's going to create from the midfield. Because right now the play is going from defense straight to the forward. We're just skipping over the midfield. We're not winning anything in the midfield right now. We need a player to come back. We need Joel to come back in and win those balls in the middle again. Because right now we just have a huge open space in our midfield.
Yeah, so the Dolphins, 16 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the second half. And really looking for some offense here in half number 2. Only one shot, and that was a very dangerous shot early in the first half. But that's all there's been. And here in the it was really with about 10 minutes or so remaining in that first half that Wisconsin-Platteville really has done a good job of just closing down the Dolphin offense and really limiting their opportunities. And here they come looking to counterattack once again. But a nice defensive play by the Dolphins is now they look to turn quickly. Salas, Lefkowitz with a little bit of space. Lefkowitz working the ball out into the far side of the field now. Lefkowitz trying to turn in towards goal. And the ball's going to be knocked away and knocked toward the far sideline, but stepping up to play the ball will be Quintero. But his pass into the center of the field is going to be knocked away defensively by the Pioneers, and now swung out onto the far side by Condi. Now Fedorzi. Ball played on the far side of the field. Fedorzi looking to get the ball up to Nika. He's going to be tackled from behind, and this could be an opportunity here for the Dolphins, Tom, a good free kick opportunity. A little far out, but certainly an opportunity to play the ball in the box.
This is where our newly found height will come into play here. Fedorzi should play this ball right over that back line onto the, about 10 yards out from the goal, where the goalie is not going to come out and risk it being knocked over his head. So that's where you want to put it and give your team a chance, just something. Give your team a spark. A shot on goal will go a long ways right now.
So let's see what Fedorzi does. 2 men in the wall for the Pioneers, 1 Dolphin joining them as the rest of the Dolphins kind of line up on the far post and then beyond. So let's see what the Dolphins have been working on here in the offseason. An opportunity for a set piece, and the way the Dolphins have been playing here this afternoon, Tom, a big opportunity.
Yep. Let's just hope they can, make something out of it and not hit this wall.
There's Fedorzi. Fedorzi chipping the ball up toward the box. A good play that time and a nice pass, but a better defensive play, and I believe I'm not sure which Platteville player knocked it away, but a nice defensive play that time, as that was a good ball played by Fedorzi, but a better defensive play by the Pioneers, as the Dolphins will look to substitute once again. Joe Albanese will check into the game for the first time, and he will replace Brenly Salas. Salas playing well in his CSI debut.
Yeah, he played well in his debut today. And the Dolphins, Fedorzi's kick went right to where it needed to go in that back post. It was just unfortunate the Dolphins couldn't get ahead on that one.
Albanese gets a foot on the ball to start and gets a nice pass up over to Nika. Nika shot it, turned towards goal, and a nice save that time by Nate Miller, as that time Nika taking the nice pass by Albanese, who just checked into the game and forced Miller to make a good save. But Miller came up big, not only making the save, Tom, but holding on to the ball.
That was probably the first save where he's actually had to work. That first one in the first half really kind of just came to him. That one he actually had to dive and make the save. That was a great shot. Maybe that's the something I was talking about before that will, really light a fire under the Dolphins to get them going here.
So Joe Albanese just checked into the game for the Dolphins. He makes a nice play, steps up, a nice outlet pass to Nika. Nika puts the ball on goal, but Miller was there, and that was a big opportunity for the Dolphins. And now here come the Pioneers as we're inside at 12 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, as it Sprang with some space, gets the ball up over to Strobel. Strobel trying to get the ball back to Strang. They roll the ball across, but the Dolphins able to clear the ball back towards midfield, where it's Holkus. Holkus trying to play the ball forward. A nice defensive play, but a better play by Holkus once again. He's been all over the field for the Pioneers here this afternoon. Holkus trying to work his way past a couple of Dolphin defenders. He's unable to do so, but the Pioneers remain in possession once again. 11 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the second half. Dolphins trail by a score of 1-0. Picked up the offense a little bit, but now it's the Pioneers coming back once again. Platteville throwing the ball in as they look to get the ball in on the far sideline, as it was Stevens looking to create some pressure. Dolphins able to knock it away, Tom, but not get possession, as it'll be another throw-in for Wisconsin, and they're in no hurry, and why should they be?
No, they've got this lead. They've had control of this game the whole time. They're just going to sit back and take their time and try and waste as much time as possible now.
As the Dolphins able to knock the ball out once again, but once again it will remain in possession of Wisconsin-Platteville, as now they're going to throw the ball in toward the near post, and the Dolphins able to head it away but not out, and now Wisconsin will play the ball towards goal, so it'll be a free kick now for the Dolphins. Clock continuing to roll, 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the second half. Arianis playing the ball to Nika. Nika trying to play the ball towards himself, looking to get past a couple of defenders. He's able to get the ball up over to Lehman. Now it's Nika once again. But a good defensive play by Wisconsin-Platteville. They've been very calm, Tom, all afternoon long, as it'll be Condi picking up the foul, but very calm in the back. They don't panic. They don't get nervous in the back when the Dolphins are pressing on them, and they've really done a nice job keeping the ball out of danger really almost all afternoon long.
Yeah, that's just an experienced back line. A couple of juniors and seniors back there, so they know how to handle the situations and not get flustered.
As the clock rolls inside at 10 minutes, 9:50 now remaining inside the second half, as Wisconsin looking to play toward the Dolphin penalty area. Now the Dolphins able to come away with the ball, as it's going to be Lehman playing it up over to Arianis. Now Condi. Condi chipping the ball all the way down, trying to change the side of the field, as Lefkowitz fighting for the ball with Holkus. Holkus able to once again keep the ball in and play the ball up over to Stevens. Stevens tried to get past the defender, unable to do so, and now it's Fedorzi with the ball for the Dolphins. Quintero. Now the Dolphins looking to build up the offense once again. Now it's going to be played across onto the near side to Condi. Arianis coming back to pick up the ball for the Dolphins now. Lehman. Nice move around a couple of Pioneer defenders, but that time Arianis trying to work the ball past Sprang, unable to do so. and it will be a throw-in once again for Wisconsin-Platteville.
I've noticed Tardy has moved Lehman out of that center back position and into the central mid position to help the Dolphins, move the ball a little bit, creates.
And a nice job by Wisconsin keeping the ball on the Dolphins side of the field. It's been here for at least 3 minutes as the Dolphins looking for the equalizer. But Wisconsin doing a nice job keeping the ball on the Dolphins side of the field as the Dolphins chip the ball over the midfield line but unable to do anything with it. As now it's going to be Albanese to play the ball. He loses possession, and now Wisconsin breaking in, and there, playing the ball into the center is Rindenek once again, as he's going to be able to pick up his second goal of the afternoon, and Wisconsin breaks this one open and takes a 2-0 lead.
Rookie mistake on that outside line, just trying to play with the ball outside wide. He lost it, turned into a breakaway, nice low cross, found its mark.
Yeah.
Nothing Balloon can do about that one.
Yeah, it was the Dolphins needing offense, but it was Wisconsin-Platteville able to keep the ball deep inside of Dolphin territory, and then, the ball just played along the far side. Tom, really not much danger, but the Dolphins with the giveaway, and that leads to goal number 2.
Yep. Giveaways have been the bane of the Dolphins' existence today. Too many of them in dangerous areas.
So Ryan Rindenek picks up his second goal of the afternoon here, both in the second half, and it's a 2-0 game. Here we see a replay of the goal as the Dolphins losing possession of the ball, a nice sliding pass in toward the center of the field, and Rindenek makes no mistake with this one, able to slide it in the cage and give the Dolphins a 2-0 lead. And Dolphins falling behind 2-0, and the way that they've been struggling for offense, they're really going to need to find a way to get some offense here. As that time, Stoppel able to knock down the Dolphin defender, and Stevens credited with the assist. And here come the Dolphins looking to break, trying to get themselves back in the game, and another nice defensive play. As that time, I believe it was Boella trying to break down the far side. But another nice defensive play by Wisconsin-Platteville. And, they really have played extremely well defensively, Tom, all game long.
Yes, they really have. And that was just unfortunate there for Joe Boella. He had all green grass in front of him and just tripped over the ball with a defender running next to him. And as you can see here on your screen, 11 shots to 2. There's just been no offense for the Dolphins and plenty of it for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Dolphins outshot 5-1 in the first half, 6-1 here in the second half. And the quality of Pioneer opportunities also in the second half, Tom, much higher, much better opportunities. And, it really started right from the beginning of the second half when basically they found themselves a one-on-one opportunity. And unfortunately for the Dolphins, Dominic Taldone wasn't able to make a good shot on Barbaras. But, they really just have kept the pressure on the Dolphins here really through the whole second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you brought up, the first half chances for the Pioneers were pretty much just testing the keeper, not really trying to put it in the back of the net. Here, every strike has been with authority and going for the jugular there, really trying to put it in the back of the net. They found it twice.
So now the Dolphins looking to break out as it's Quintero with a lot of speed through the midfield, but once again, the Dolphins looked like they were going to have a break opportunity. A nice play by Platteville to slow the Dolphin attack down once again. Stoppel rolling the ball out onto the far side, and now Wisconsin doing a nice job really spreading the field out, Tom, really looking for openings where the Dolphins are trying to press ahead a little bit as the Dolphins trying to press and get that goal to give them at least an opportunity at the tiebreak, at the tying goal.
Yeah, this is where the Dolphins are going to be most vulnerable, trying to push numbers forward in these last 5 minutes to try and get a goal. So they're going to have less defenders back, which is more openings for Wisconsin to increase their lead even more.
So now it's going to be a free kick opportunity here for Wisconsin as the clock continues to roll. We have 4 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the second half. The Dolphins will be back in action tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock start, 10:45 pregame show, as they will have an opportunity to play St. Joe's Brooklyn. St. Joe's Brooklyn losing to NJCU in the opening game here this afternoon by a score of 1-0. And, you know, we saw a lot of that game. Tom, you saw all of it, and St. Joe's Brooklyn played a very good game against a very good New Jersey City University team.
Yes, they stayed disciplined. They were compact. They did what they had. They had their fair share of chances. They just, in the end, they got tired. The goalie switch really hurt them as well. That's when the goal went in, and just the tiredness, the lack of depth. But they, on the field in the beginning, they played very well.
Now Lehman in the center of the field for the Dolphins. Lehman following the ball out all the way on the far side. It's Quintero, but he's unable to maintain possession, and the ball will roll out of bounds. And it will be the Pioneers to throw the ball in. As the clock rolls down, just over 4 minutes remaining, the Dolphins looking for offense here. Just 2 shots here this afternoon, and they trail by a score of 2-0.
And you know, Mike, if we're unable to tie this game up or even take the win, the trophy would be handed to NJCU by the day's end, because they're going to walk out with 2 wins with plus 2 goal differential, and nobody will have a win other than Wisconsin, but they already have a loss as well. So the trophy will once again go to NJCU for the 2nd straight year.
Yeah, and it looks like the Gothic Knights are in pretty good position to win their 2nd consecutive trophy, as the Dolphins, down to their last 3 minutes and 25 seconds, trailing by a score of 2-0. And the score pretty much indicative of the play here this afternoon, Tom. Pioneers coming out, playing a very strong game, playing very well, and really doing a nice job of closing down the Dolphin offense, and, you know, doing more than enough offensively to take a 2-0 lead.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with you, Mike. I wish it was the other way around, but the Dolphins, like I said, this is the first game. They got the jitters. Not the outcome we all want. We'd like to see the Dolphins come out and dominate like we know they can. It's just they get in their own heads sometimes, and you've seen it here today, especially with this being their first game.
Yeah, and, you know, the good thing is they're going to have an opportunity to come right back and play another game here tomorrow morning. So 2 quick games within 24 hours, as they will play St. Joe's Brooklyn. And, you know, the schedule doesn't get much easier. Sarah Lawrence coming in this Wednesday afternoon, and then the Dolphins will get a week off, and then NJCU. And, you know, once again, Tom, a very tough early season schedule for the Dolphins. And, you know, one of the things that this team has struggled with is, you know, getting well under 500 early in the season. And big game coming up for the Dolphins tomorrow, not wanting to start the season off with an 0-2 record.
No, tomorrow's going to be the true test. Now there will be no excuse of first game jitters, nothing like that. They'll need to show up and really defend their home field, because letting somebody else come into your home field and get a win, walk out with a win, is just unacceptable. You shouldn't allow anybody to come in and take a win.
And, you know, we should mention, you know, a lot of new exciting features on CSI Sportsnet coming up in 2017. This is just the beginning. You see Dave Pizzuto working with the replays and other exciting things, and, you know, a lot of exciting stuff going to be happening in 2017, and look forward to a lot of exciting action, men's and women's soccer, to get things started here this afternoon. But, you know, volleyball and basketball and baseball and softball and all those things you've come to expect from CSI Sportsnet, and, you know, what will hopefully be a more enhanced, better platform, better picture here in 2017.
Yes, Dave Pizzuto has done a great job over the summer, you know, collecting all the correct equipment, upgrading everything we need to put on a great stream for you guys.
So 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining here. It's going to be the Pioneers to throw the ball in. They're leading by a score of 2-0, and, you know, really doing a good job shutting down the Dolphins offensively. And, you know, we mentioned coming into the game, Tom, Dolphins losing their leading scorer in Marcin Klim, his 11 goals coming off for the Dolphins. And, you know, this was a team that struggled to score goals even with Klim on the roster. So, you know, when the Dolphins get back to work here and get ready for tomorrow, they know they're going to have to tighten things up defensively, but they're also going to need to find ways to score a little bit.
Absolutely. 2 shots in an entire game is completely unacceptable. Granted, their 2 shots found the target on target, but, you know, they need more than that. 2 shots is not going to win you a game. You need to create opportunities, get the deflection goal. It doesn't matter how it winds up in the back of the net. Just put it in the back of the net. Whether own goal, deflection, just get it back there.
Yeah, so clock has stopped, but now it will roll once again with just under 38 seconds remaining. And, you know, for Wisconsin-Platteville, you pick up a big win in the second day, and, you know, you get to enjoy the rest of the weekend in the city. And, you know, a very good effort. They played very well against New Jersey City University. They didn't end up scoring, but they certainly had plenty of opportunities. And here this afternoon, able to take advantage of a couple of Dolphin mistakes. Logan Rindeneck with a couple of goals, and good job here by the Pioneers as they defeat the Dolphins here by a final of 2-0.
Yep. After this game, we're just going to go back to the drawing board, regroup, and prepare for tomorrow's game. And that's all the Dolphins really can do at this point.
Yeah, so that's the final horn, and the Dolphins are going to drop the 2017 season home opener by a final score of 2-0. So, you know, certainly, Tom, not the kind of start that the Dolphins were looking for here this afternoon, but, you know, you could certainly also look out on the field and see a lot of positives for the CSI Dolphins, a lot of positives with a lot of these young freshman players. And, you know, you certainly expect when you're coming out and playing a lot of freshmen right out of high school that you could expect it to take a little bit of time before things start to completely connect.
Of course, you know, we have a very young team here with all these freshmen. It's going to take some time to get them acclimated to the college game, where the guys are bigger, stronger, not where they've dominated in this high school, on the high school level may not be true towards the college level. Like I said, the speed of the game, the strength that it takes, the mental capacity, you know, finding those lanes that are maybe there in high school but no longer there because the defense is going to read it quicker.
Yeah, and, you know, that's the thing, Tom. There's such a narrow difference, such a little bit of a room for error. You know, the players certainly need a little bit of time to adjust to that speed. But, you know, again, the Dolphins fell behind by a score of 1-0, got themselves a little bit of an opportunity. Joe Albanese checked into the game, was able to feed the ball over to Danny Nika. Nika had himself a good shot at goal. Miller was able to make the big save, and then Rindeneck was able to pick up his second goal of the afternoon and close things out. But Dolphins came out, played a very good, strong game here this afternoon, gave themselves an opportunity to tie the game up late, but unfortunately for the Dolphins, just not enough offense here this afternoon, and, you know, a couple of key mistakes defensively, and it adds up to a 2-0 loss.
Yeah, but like you said, the Dolphins did have their bright spots. You saw what they're able to do, playing with each other, playing well. Now it's just moving forward. You need to do that for a whole game instead of just 5-minute spurts. And you need to do it over a full course of a game, get it going, and put some shots on target to be successful.
So this is going to be the first of 3 consecutive home games to start the season for the Dolphins. Dolphins will be back in action tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock against St. Joe's, Brooklyn, a game we'll have for you right here on CSI Sportsnet. 10:45 pregame, 11 o'clock will be the opening touch, and then the men's team will be back in action this Wednesday afternoon against Sarah Lawrence, their third of 3 consecutive home games to start the season. The women's home opener will be this Tuesday afternoon. It skips my mind who they're going to open the regular season with, but it's a 3:30 start, and it's NJCU. The Gothic Knights will be in here for that home opener this Tuesday afternoon. So season's going to start quickly, Joe. Good start for the women. They win their home opener on the road. Tough start for the men here this afternoon, but they'll have an opportunity to pick things up tomorrow.
Yep, I'm fully confident that Tardy will get his team ready for tomorrow, get them prepared, and come back stronger and better and pick up a win, start off the season at 500, and move forward from there.
Yeah, and, you know, before we go off the air, we have to acknowledge longtime CSI sports employee / soccer player / statistician Anita Lorenzo over here working with us. Joe Foreman, of course, handling the broadcast duties. Tom Kriskowski, of course, doing multiple duties in addition to play-by-play action. And, of course, our star producer, David Pizzuto, all bringing you the exciting action, not only here this afternoon, Tom, but throughout the 2017 season.
Yep, just looking forward from now, and hopefully we can rebound nicely. We'll see what our team is made of this season.
So that's going to wrap things up here from the CSI Soccer Complex. Once again, the College of Staten Island losing to Wisconsin-Platteville by a final score of 2-0. Don't forget to join us tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Opening touch. The College of Staten Island will face St. Joe's Brooklyn with the pregame at 10:45. So for Tom Kuskowski, Dave Pizzuto, Anita Lorenzo, Joe Foreman, and our cast of characters, this is Mike Babusky saying so long and thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Once again, the final score, Dolphins lose their home opener by a